my best friend asked me to make her a wig, and she wants it styled similar to a style that Young Miami had in one of, I think it was a magazine shoot that City Girls did. But anyway, so I'm about to attempt to do it. My friend is very gracious and she knows that I'm not a professional. So she was like, you know, as close as you can to it, but I understand if it's not going to be the same thing. I'm probably still going to love it. So that's why I love her. That's why we're friends. But anyway, so this is how I have the hair set up right now. So basically, from that look that my Young Miami did, most of the highlights seem to be in this front area, more so on the side of the part. So I have this just braided. I had that braided since I was sewing the wig to keep it out of the way. But basically, I'm gonna do a bunch of different ash blonde and then more like soft brown highlights in the bang. And then in this piece, it's gonna be mostly brown with a couple of the ash blonde highlights, because as you notice, like the way her hair is styled, like you kind of still see some of the ash blonde highlights coming out. And then the same thing for this side. So that's why I have these two pieces braided off on the side. And then for the non-bang side, it looks like she has it like mostly brown with a couple hints of brown highlights. So I'm gonna do that here, and then this is unraveling, so I gotta hurry up and start. So back here, this will probably be all brown. I'm still deciding if I'm going to put soft highlights in it or not. I'm kind of thinking it doesn't need the highlights, but I think I'm gonna bleach it first and then decide from there if it looks like it needs the highlights. So basically what I wanna do is bleach the hair and then tone it, see what the color is looking like, and then if need be, I have some box size to fix any mistakes or anything like that. So as far as supplies go, let me just show y'all really quick. So I'm gonna be using Redken Flash Lift Blonde Bleach Powder. This lifts up to 8 levels. I was hoping to get one that lifts up to 9, but the hair store that I was at, this is the highest that they have. And then for the lighter ash blonde highlights, I'm gonna use 30 volume developer. And then for the rest of the hair that I want to be brown or like the brown highlights or whatever, I'm gonna use 20 volume developer. So what I plan on doing is the parts that will be ash blonde, I wanna do those first and then go around with the rest of the hair with the 20 volume developer. That way it should dye lighter like I need it to, and then the 20 volume developer will take more of a slow dye, because I don't really need it to lift that much. I just want it to be able to take the brown dyes. And as far as that, what I want to do is mix these two colors. So this is Revlon Colorsilk dark brown and dark soft brown. So they're pretty much both dark browns, but you can kind of see a little bit the difference. Like this is really like a softer dark brown. So I feel like mixing these two together will get a really pretty color that should look good against my friend's skin. So yeah, and then for the ash blonde, once I'm done bleaching those, I'm gonna tone it with some T18 Wella Color Charm toner. I'm not 100% sure if I will be toning the rest of the hair, but if I do, I'll probably use a maybe a similar, well no, I kind of don't want the rest of the hair to be ashy. I want it to be more like chocolate. So I may use a different color toner, but once I get there, I'll show y'all what I use. But yeah, so let's get started. So another thing that I did too was the back of the hair that's gonna be all brown. I sectioned it off into smaller sections pretty much. I did 3 separate sections because it's a lot of hair and I'm not a professional, and yeah, I don't know how to just take a whole thing and dye it like that. So I feel like this will make it easier for me to be able to neatly bleach the hair and make sure that I'm getting all of the hair. So yeah, I'm gonna mix up the product now and get started. Okay, you guys, so sorry if I sound a little bit under the weather. I am, but let's not talk about it. Anyways, so I'm starting off with the bang side, as you guys can see, and oh, sorry. So I'm putting both the ash blonde as well as like the darker blonde or brown highlights throughout this. So as you can see, I'm starting with the 20 volume developer mixture as the like top highlight for this section, and I'm pretty much just gonna go through and I'm pretty much just gonna go between the 20 volume and 30 volume developer to cover this section with highlights. As y'all saw from the picture, they did like heavy highlights on the bang, so I kind of wanted to mimic that. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I put in the video like each time that I changed it, so you guys can kind of see like at which points I was doing 20 volume and which points I was doing 30. Honestly, when everything was processed and I washed them out, they pretty much like bleached to the same level. I had thought that using 20 would kind of help me differentiate between like which colors were a little bit dark, which colors like bleached a little bit darker, that I could do the brown or whatever, but it didn't help, honestly. So just to let y'all know that. But yeah, so I guess that's the only tip I want to give so far. I will let you guys keep watching. Okay guys, so this is now the other side, the opposite side of the bang, and I, basically I wanted to still do a slight highlight on this side, just not as much highlights as the other side, and I parted like just in, so basically I parted a piece of it and folded it over so that the brown would fall on top of the highlighted piece, so that it wasn't so obvious as well. So I don't know if that makes sense, but you can see what I'm doing to see what I mean. So this is the kind of large twist that I had on one side of the wig, and basically I would just consider these kind of like head framing highlights. But basically, these are basically going to be the highlights that kind of fall when the hair is like curled, and it kind of comes from a little bit from the it looks like it's coming from the back of the hair, kind of to give it that look. Okay, y'all, so just to kind of go over what I've been doing, and this will all probably be either in the voiceover or annotated along the video. But for this section, this braided section, what I did was take a couple pieces that I want to be the light ash blonde, and I put 30 volume developer on them. Now okay, so I did that. This chunk is all of the rest of the hair in that section. So I am coating it all with 20 volume developer now, because this will be the brown section, the dark brown hair. And when I was thinking about how I was gonna do this, at first I was like, do I want to just bleach the whole section and then go back through and do highlights? Or do I want to, oops, I'm getting some of the closure in there. Or do I want to just kind of bleach the different tones from now? And I figured I might as well bleach it the way that I want it now, like do the lighter section now and get the darker brown section now, because I'll be able to see which pieces are lighter, basically. Like once I go back through with the dye, I'll be able to see what should be brown and what shouldn't be, because the 30 volume pieces will be lighter than the rest. So basically, once this is done, and you'll see all of this, once this is done, I'll separate the lighter pieces from the darker pieces and dye the darker pieces dark brown. Just to kind of explain what I'm doing in case trying to do a voiceover or whatever doesn't make sense. So yeah, I'm doing right now the 20 volume developer all over this piece, and I'm gonna repeat this same process on the other side. I'll probably do less pieces of ash blonde on the other side, just because this side seems to have the most highlights, the most drama. So yeah. Okay, you guys, so now part one is done. The hair has been lifted. So what I'm gonna be doing now is toning the hair before it gets dyed. So as y'all can see, these super blonde pieces, these are gonna be the ash blonde pieces. So I'm honestly just gonna tone like this whole section of hair because it's easier for me. The most important thing is getting those ash blonde pieces dyed, but the easiest way to do that, of course, is to just dye this section of hair, or tone this section of hair. And now that I put toner all over any hair that has been bleached. Non-bleached hair is not as important. So, yeah. All right, y'all, so as y'all can see, trying to do it the way I did it is not the easiest way to go. I don't recommend it. I realize now that the combing through method is for like legit highlights where it's like spread throughout the hair. So it's hard to, once you wash the hair and let it dry, it's hard to see where, well, it's hard to like pick apart sections of different colors because it's like, it's meant to be spread throughout the hair. What I had in mind this would have been easier basically if I was dyeing the hair by sections. Don't mind my voice, by the way, it's early and I just woke up. So, but this would be easier if I dyed the hair by sections and not like in doing the weaving method, because that's meant for the hair to like, yeah. So this just now was very tedious. And I still, as you can see, there's a lot of different blonde pieces still throughout there, but I'm just gonna have to make it work. I think it'll be fine at the end of the day to do it this way. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. So this will not be dyed. All of this will be dyed brown. This whole thing will be dyed brown. This will not be dyed, and this will not be dyed, and this whole thing will be dyed brown. So yeah, let's see how this goes. So as y'all can see, I pretty much just went through all of the pieces that were not toned ash blonde and dyed all of those the dark brown mixture. And once I did those pieces that were in the front, I came around to the back and did that whole, basically all of the hair in the back I dyed dark brown. So you'll just see me doing that now. Basically what I'm doing now, I did all throughout the rest of that section. And then I washed the hair out and blow dried it, as you guys will see. And here is the final look. Now, as y'all can see, this looks nothing like the picture that I showed at the beginning of the video. It absolutely did not come out like Young Miami's. However, I still thought that it came out really pretty. My friend, the client that I did it for, she loved it as well. So all in all, it was a success. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.